Okay, we are going live, and I want to do a test run since we have a few minutes here before we get started. I want to make sure that you can see me and hear me. If you can see me as well as hear me, please type in, I can see and hear you, Dr. G. Okay, we're doing test run to make sure that you can see and hear me. If you can see and hear me, please type in, I can see and hear you. Okay, can you hear me? Please let me know if you can and you can see me. Let me know if you can hear and see me. Just type it in your box if you can hear and see me. Okay, can you hear me? Morgan says, I could thank you so much. We have so many issues that happens with technology that is so important to make sure that the technology is working because of course it would be a mute point. Haha, funny mute point if you can't see or hear me. So that's great. I'm so happy. Don't want any issues today to prevent me from getting out this wonderful information that I have for you. So I'm glad. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we're going to be getting started here in about 3 minutes. I'm so glad you guys are joining us today, taking time out of your busy schedule, your work day, whatever it is that you're in the middle of. I'm really glad that you are joining us today. We're going to have some great, powerful information to share with you and to give to you. So that's going to change your life for 2016. So this is great. So in a couple of minutes, we'll be getting started. All right. And we will be going live. This is so exciting. I just love technology when it works. When it works, I repeat that, when it works. So we have about a half a minute or so, and we are going to jump right in to what I have prepared for you today. And I'm excited to deliver this particular message to you, and you'll see and know why. We all are on this journey called life, and we need these reminders. We need to understand how to filter through life. So it is now 2 o'clock, and we are going to get started. thank you and welcome to this session of letting go of 2015 and programming your mind for success for 2016. I am Dr. G, Dr. Gladney. I am the emotional wellness and mind doctor. And my mission and calling in life is to help people understand how to utilize their mind and their brain in order to create the life you want, to manage your emotions and stress that manages your physical health. All of this will help you get to where you want to be in life. The difficulty about this is that nobody really teaches you what to do with your mind or what to do with your brain. Now, we learn a lot in school. We learn from the academic space. We learn information, numbers, history. We learn all types of things besides what to do with your mind. If you're not majoring in psychology or something that just really focuses on neuroscience, that focuses on the brain, you really don't know how this mass that's in your head works. And utilize your mind and how your brain actually works and how all of that can direct you to get exactly where you want to be in life. Now, does that mean it's going to be without some challenges and some trials and tribulations? Absolutely not. We all have them. We're going through them. And let me tell you why this particular session is so important to me. I don't know about you, but my 2015 was probably one of the most challenging years of my entire history of being on this planet. And I've had some challenging years. I've lost 2 children, have gone through a major divorce. And so I've had some losses and experienced some challenges in my day. But overall, the entire year for me, it seemed that every single month in 2015, there was something major that was happening that I had to deal with that I wasn't necessarily prepared for. Those are the detours that we come up against in life. I wasn't prepared for a lot of this stuff. I had a lot of tremendous losses in 2015, including losing my father suddenly 3 weeks later, losing my baby sister to breast cancer. My older sister is in stage 5. Yes, I said stage 5 cancer. Many people don't even know it goes to another stage. And we thought we would lose her last year. She is still battling. And then my father-in-law of 24 years suddenly died with cancer. Those were some personal losses, things that you can't control. Then I had a number of losses in terms of business-wise. So on the professional end, there was so many things that seemed like it was right there and it was going to happen for you and disappeared. So there was many losses and many things. Every single month I can tell you about the challenges in 2015. And I began to feel like, you know what? I feel beat up. I feel beat up and beat down. So I don't know what your year was like. I've talked to a lot of people, and a lot of people have said that 2015 was a beast for them as well. Now, when you have all these things that can happen to you, I'm telling you, there's a lot of things that happen. So you experience a lot of stress, you experience a lot of hurt, a lot of emotions, which that was a part of my journey. And understanding that emotions, there's nothing wrong with emotions and crying. I shed my share of tears in 2015 because there was just so many things coming at me. It seemed like all at the same time. And I want you to understand that crying never let somebody make somebody never have somebody make you feel that shedding tears is weakness, because it's not. It's all a part of our cleansing and what we're supposed to do, and it's a part of acknowledging emotions and healing. And so there was a lot of that for me in 2015. And I had to read my own information. I had to read my own materials and the things that I've written and what I preach to other people on a consistent basis. I had to internalize a lot of that. And if you know anything about being called to do something, you know that your pathway is going to be even harder than other people's, because what you're putting out there, you're going to be challenged with. Are you really living by it? So I knew that if I was going through a lot, that other people were. And I'm the emotional wellness doctor, and I'm supposed to have it together. Uh-huh. I'm supposed to have it together because I provide so many people with answers all the time. And so for me, it was extra challenging, because here I was in the midst of what I would call turmoil in 2015. So what does all of that mean, and what should we do with all of that? And the important thing is, how do we let that go? Because what happens is this stuff starts to build up in your system. It starts to weigh you down. And that's exactly what was happening to me. And sometimes you're not even aware of what's going on. So we're going to spend the next few minutes, and I'm going to give you some powerful information. And let me tell you, as a woman of faith, I always feel like when I have the most powerful, impactful information to give, there's always something that comes along and tries to block it. And before, when I was doing these things, the technology wouldn't work, and I had so many people that was logged on, and so many people wanting this information, and they saw nothing, they could hear nothing. And so, you miss that window of opportunity and other things. And then this morning, and I usually am not challenged with migraines. I've had them in my time. All of a sudden a migraine comes up, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness. And if you know anything about migraines, you have to lay down in the dark. Take some medicine, lay down in the dark. And I'm thinking, I'm supposed to be feeling good. It's only day 7 of the new year. So the challenge let me know that, you know what, this information is really going to change some people's lives. And sometimes you just have to press through it. And so just kind of letting you guys know what we have to work through at times to get to that success. So I'm ready to get started. I'm ready to get you going on 2016, letting go of 2015 and looking into 2016. So I am putting up here our slides and trying to make sure that our slides are here. Because I tell you, and if they're not, what I'll do is I'll be able to log them in, because they should be right here for us. And so the whole point is to understand, how do we let something go? The things that we're going to need to leave behind, and we're going to go through that. And I am getting them here, seeing if you guys can see any, and you see any slides here. Okay, let me make sure. I'm gonna go through some of these buttons as I'm going through the buttons, because I tell you, sometimes, like I said, one of the challenges is being able to make sure that all of your technology works. And went through this last night, and okay, so let me just, I know that you need to leave behind some of the things that I have to leave behind. I know you probably experienced some hurt. I had a lot of hurt that happened to me last year, and there was a lot of hurt. There was a lot of betrayal. Let me see if it's going to do this for us now, guys. And sometimes getting the information over to you. Okay, so the things that we need to leave behind, this is the first slide as it's hopefully coming up here, is hurt. A lot of us have debt, betrayal. There's some people that you need to leave behind, because guess who causes you the hurt? It's the people. Some of the people in your life, jobs, sickness. There's a lot of things that we have to leave behind. And a lot of that leads to, guess what it leads to? It leads to stress. And let me tell you, 75 to 90% of all your sickness and disease starts with emotions and stress. I'm going to say that again. 75 to 90% of all your sickness and disease starts with emotions and stress. And so what that says is that you're really in control of your stress and your health. So if we are in control of that, how do we manage it? And that's the main important thing that I want to help you all understand. How do we manage that? Well, with all of this that we've had to deal with over the past year, I know that I've had to deal with, a lot of it had to do with the hurt and betrayal of other people. Because when I think of the losses, particularly on a business level and on a personal level, that didn't have anything to do with death, which is something that none of us can control. We know it is the cycle of life. It had to do with people. People hurting you, people betraying you. In business, some of the things that people, and because I'm a good person, you want to look at the good in people and think, well, people really can't do that. Well, how can somebody just lie in your face? Or how can somebody promise you something or do and think nothing about it? But you have to realize that everybody is not like you. And when you realize that the hurt and the pain that comes with that, I tell you, sometimes can really, really, really lead you into a place. And what it leads you into a place is unforgiveness. It leads you to a place of unforgiveness. And can you guys see any slides yet? If you could chat with me and let me know, tell me if you can see a slide. Say yes if you can see a slide. And yes, just type in yes if you see the slide, because I'm trying to make sure that they are here and that you can see that. Type in yes if you can see the slide, or no if you can't, because they're in here. Okay, let me know. I refresh that. Can you see the slides? Oh, you said no, no, no. Oh, no. Okay. Okay. So I'm not sure. Some of these buttons, when you push, I don't want to push too much where I will go off and the webinar will stop and it's like it's over, because I'm afraid almost if I push the refresh screen, I'm not sure why they didn't load up in here. Like I said, I checked everything, but we're not going to let that stop us, because this information, whether you can visually, and what I'll do is I will send out the PowerPoint later. But I'm not going to let anything deter me from giving you this information. What happens is, when there is unforgiveness, and this is a really big issue for everybody, because we do experience the hurt and the pain and the betrayal. And I have had to wrestle with this particular thing alone, but I'm going to tell you, this one thing will keep you emotionally sick. It will keep you physically sick, because your emotions are tied to your physical health. And I want to explain to you what happens when you have unforgiveness. And I really go into this in my book a lot. But there are three buckets that happen. They are behind a wall, they're inside of you. And there are three buckets when it's unforgiveness. You have anger, you have hurt, and you have resentment. When somebody has hurt you or betrayed you, there's anger, hurt, and resentment. In those buckets, when you don't deal with that anger will turn to bitterness. The hurt will turn to pain. And the resentment will turn to hatred. Now, I'm going to tell you again, it starts out with anger, hurt, and resentment. The anger turns to bitterness, the hurt turns to pain, and the resentment turns to hatred. Now, it was bad enough in the beginning, but when you don't deal with it, it goes deeper. All of this stuff is inside of you, and it starts to set up this very foul odor. And the odor is this toxic poison of unforgiveness. And we're talking about because you don't forgive somebody for wrongdoing or something they did or said. But this is what's happening inside of you and you don't know. And it begins to permeate your whole body and your spirit and your mind. And then some people become so obsessed with revenge and all these other things and rage, and it leads to all of these things that you hear about and see about in the news. And it's because they didn't deal with the unforgiveness. And guess what? The other person has gone on about their lives. They're living their lives, and you are sitting over here full of poison and toxicity. And so how do you do that? Why are there no classes that teach us how to forgive? Well, there are 4 things that I'm going to share with you. There are really 7 steps in here, but because of the time, we're going to have time to go through each one of them, but I do cover them even more so. Many of you probably on here already have a copy of my book. If you don't, you can get it off Amazon. If you're in the driver's seat, why are you lost? Because I go in depth in this particular area of unforgiveness, because I work with so many clients and so many people are dealing with this stuff and they've had it for years. And so there are steps in order for you to be able to forgive. The first one is to acknowledge and express your emotion. That means it's okay to feel angry that somebody hurt you. It's okay to cry that somebody betrayed you. It's okay to do that. But you got to express that emotion, because what happens when people say, oh, I'm fine, I'm good, I'm okay. Well, no, you're not, because you know what? It's going to build up and it's sitting in those buckets. So you have to be really, really careful. So the first thing is to acknowledge and express your emotions. And I certainly hope you have a pen and paper. And like I said, I will send you out the PowerPoints right after this, because I do not want that to deter us from the information. So number 1, acknowledge and express your emotions. Number 2, write down your feelings. Writing is so cathartic. Write down your feelings. As a writer, I mean, you know, I journal, I write. So much of what happens is with writing, and it's something about it helps you to release. Number 3 is make a decision and just decide, you know what, I'm gonna take back control of my life. I'm not gonna let this person, because of what they have done, take over my mind, my thoughts, my body. And then number 4, focus on the action, not the person. Focus on what they did and not who it was. A lot of times we're more hurt because who did it? I can't believe my sister did that to me. I can't believe my best friend. I can't believe my coworker. I can't believe my name. We focus on the person and not the action. So then what happens is, in your mind, the separation of being able to understand a behavior versus a person. So it makes it deeper. Oh, well, if it hadn't have been, if it just had been a stranger that done that, I wouldn't feel so bad. Okay. Well, if you can forgive a stranger, then you should be able to forgive your sister or your brother. So focus on the action and not the person. Those are the first 4 steps to forgiving someone else. Now, here's the really big thing. People really wrestle with forgiving themselves. That's even bigger, because they carry this guilt around. They feel like they've done something. They don't know what to do with it, and they don't know how to forgive themselves of something that they've done, a choice that they made, something that they feel like that, oh my goodness, it's messed up my life. If I would have gone this direction instead of going this direction, or the consequences of something that you've done 5 years ago or something that you've done last year. I want to help you be able to release that, let that go. The steps in order to forgive yourself is to acknowledge that you made a mistake. Guess what? You're not by yourself because we all make mistakes. And that is number two. Understand that you're only human. We all make mistakes. One of my favorite sayings by Maya Angelou is, when you know better, you do better. Sometimes we do something just because we don't know what we should do. And then, they say hindsight is 2020. You always feel like you could go back and you wish you could go back. Don't. I'm going to teach you how the regrets and everything in life is about a journey, and it's about learning. Number three, you could talk to a trusted friend or counselor, clergy, somebody that you can trust to help you work through some of the steps of forgiving yourself. Because really it's the guilt that we lay on ourselves, and we just beat ourselves up. We are always our own worst enemy. So number four, if your mistake caused somebody else harm, apologize. Apologize. You would be surprised. And when we were younger, our parents was always making you say that you were sorry to somebody. And remember how we would do it? And we weren't really sorry. You were just saying it, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You don't even look at the person. But when you truly are remorseful, some things happen inside of you and your brain, and it helps you to be able to release. So if you've done something to hurt somebody, you know what? Go back and apologize. If it's somebody that you need to apologize to because of something that happened in 2015, I'm telling you, do that now. And after this session, do that. Make sure that's something that you're going to do today. And that's going to help you to let it go. And then number five is let go of the guilt and the shame. Again, you have to go back to, we are all human. We make mistakes. We do what we think is the best at the time. And sometimes we're not doing what we think is best. Sometimes we're reacting and responding out of emotions, which is why I teach people how to handle their emotions, because when you react out of emotions, you truly are going to usually do something that you regret. So don't want you to be in that space, but understanding how to let go of the guilt and the shame. And there's a few more steps with that. And like I said, I go deeper into that in my book. If you're in the driver's seat, why are you lost? A roadmap to an amazing life. So understanding these are pieces of forgiving yourself. Now, next is, how do you let go of it? We got to let go of the past. We're getting ready to let go of 2015. Now, on the slide, and I'm telling you, I just love this this PowerPoint was so dynamic. You're going to love it when you see it. And you know what? It may be all for the best, because now you can go back through this. You'll be able to go back through it, and it'll really sink into your mind the things that I'm talking about right now. On this particular PowerPoint, it's called Letting Go of the Past, on this slide, and it has a picture on there. It's a big red button, and it's a release button. And I was going to actually have you guys tap the screen. So we'll just have to go through that anyway and pretend like it's up there. But letting go of the past, how do you do that? Okay, so this is some exercise and activities. And if you're familiar with how I work, then you know anytime that I'm telling you something, it's not just so that you can hear it. The only way that your brain really gets it is when you do. When you're doing something, you remember it 80% more than if you just hear it. Because what we hear, we have so many things going on in our brain, so it just kind of slips on out of our mind, and it takes the back seat for priority to other things. When you write this down, you're going to remember it. So number one is write down the thing or the person that you want to release. Write that down. Write down the thing or the person that you want to release. Now, I've had to write down some people to let them go for 2015. I had to write them down. Number two, write down anything that you regret about any experience that you had last year. This is letting go of the past. Write down any regret about any experience, any choices you made, anything. Write down what you regret. Again, this is all writing, so we're getting to the spaces where we can let this go. Number four, accept what you can't change. And guess what we can't change? What was in the past. Accept it. It's a part of the journey. It's a part of the journey. Accept what you can't change. We can't change what happened. Now, we've already talked about if you need to apologize or if you need to apologize to yourself, but accept it. It's done. It's in the past now. And number 4, and this is the most important thing, is to write down your lessons. Write down your lessons. Oh, looky here. Okay. I'm so excited. I'm going to show you. Let me, now you can tell me if you can see, the slide. I hope you can see that slide. Just write in if you can see it and let me know. Say, yes, you can see it if you can see that slide. We're on letting go of the past. Hallelujah. Okay. See, sometimes some things just take patience even. So this, you know what, I'm telling you, I just truly believe that my whole life is a lesson, and it's always a lesson for other people, because like I say, I practice what I preach. Imagine that I got myself all flustered and caught up in emotion, and oh my gosh, the PowerPoint was the thing and they have to see it to learn, and then I wouldn't be able to really teach you the information. Or if I said, oh, well, we don't have the PowerPoint, we can't do the session today. I was trying to work it out over here, and it didn't go just like that. And let's just keep moving. And patience, sometimes it's all about patience. And trust me, that's one of my things that I constantly work on. And here it is. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay, so you see that red button over there? It's the release button. We are getting ready to release this. Don't know if we're going to keep going. I'm seeing what's happening on the screen. We're getting ready to release this. That big red button, I do want you to push, because we're going to release what happened in 2015. We're letting it go. We just went through the steps on how to do that. Release it. Let it go. The lessons are the important thing. Whatever you learned from back there, we're supposed to take it into the new year and grow from it. I have so many lessons. And this is something that I do with my children. If you have children or your friends or whomever, I would suggest you do this. Every year, at the beginning of the year, one of our traditions is to go to lunch or breakfast or dinner and with my children. And we sit down and we talk about our best memory from the year, your best memory. Sometimes, of course, it's a lot. But more important is, what were the lessons you learned from last year? What were the lessons that you learned from last year? So I'm telling you, these lessons are going to help you understand maybe why you were going through some of the stuff, because you had to learn something. And sometimes it's through the test in life that we learn. And for me, I will share with you the lesson that I shared with my kids. I had to learn, as a woman of faith, this is my belief, I had to learn to trust God more. I'm so much of a person who gets things done. I'm a mover, shaker, a take care, problem solver. That a lot of things were out of my control. And I was fighting to find the answers. And I had to learn how to let go and just trust. It's going to be okay. So that was one of my lessons. What was one of your lessons? Guess what? You write them down and we're going to release them. So now that we're releasing, we're going to get into 2016. How do we get to this program in our mind for success? So this next side we're talking about is, guess what? Hello present. Hello present. We're coming to the right now. Let me tell you something about our society, which is unfortunate. People don't live in the now. They don't live in the now. Now, I know some of you, you're watching this, you're listening, and you're at work, so you are multitasking and you're not able to just get the focus, but it'll be on YouTube later and you'll be able to see it again. The thing is that because of all the technology and because of our smartphones and oh my goodness, all the research that's coming out about that, and I stay glued to that type of research and how many hours and times that we're spending on our phones and connected to everything that has to do with the future. People miss the right now. They don't get to relish and cherish the right now moment. And then we're under this mythical thinking that we multitask. And oh, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Guess what? Your brain is not wired in that way. While we can do a few things at the same time, it's difficult, and that's not how your brain, and I'll tell you about that when we're talking about the focus here. But learn how to be in the present, in the moment. It says to be here in attendance, present day. And I put the picture of that gift up there because people don't realize, and they miss this gift every single day, that every single day is a new gift. And here you are in the present. So we're so busy worried about and regretting and guilt and shame of what happened in the past, or we're looking back and, angry. I can't believe that person did this. I can't believe that happened to me. That we don't even look to see right now where we are. So, for me, another thing that I have to do, because I just told you I lost my baby sister to breast cancer and my oldest sister's fighting breast cancer. Anytime I have any inkling of thought of complaint about anything that happened or hasn't happened or the future, I bring myself right to the present. And I say, guess what? You can walk. You're healthy. You're well. Focus on that. Focus on the fact that you can get up and you have no pain. So we have to understand how to bring ourselves to the present. All of this is going to help your mind, and you're going to see what this does. Now we're going to take a look at your mind. A look at your mind, and I need you to understand that your mind and your brain are two different things. Our brain is this big mass that's inside of our head, and it's wired based on our genetics, our DNA, our gender, a lot of different things, the size of your brain, the size of some of the areas of your brain can determine different things. Well, guess what? You're just born with how your brain is. But our brain does change. But let me tell you what you can work on. And what you control is your mind. Your mind is deep inside your brain. And you can control your mind. That is really exciting because every day you get a new chance to program yourself. And I love it, but people don't know how to do that. And that's why I'm here. A look at your mind. So your mind is all about the thoughts, the emotions, the perceptions, your memory, imagination, all of this, and it takes place within the brain. It is where your reasoning is. It is the awareness of the conscious and the subconscious. And your thinking is what drives the brain. So your mind is really driving your brain. And your mind is at a higher level than your brain. So if you understand what your mind is like, you'll be able to really control this. And I'm going to help you understand how to do that. So the thoughts that you have in your mind. Now, these thoughts are just so amazing because you have about 60,000 thoughts each and every day that go through your mind. A lot of them are subconscious thoughts. So you're not even aware that you have a thought or you're thinking because they're so fleeting and they go by in milliseconds. They're just flying by. Your thoughts are producing proteins in your brain. They produce proteins in your brain and they look like trees. So when you see the thoughts in a brain at work and you see a thought coming from the mind and how it's produced, it's like little trees formulating. Now, what people don't really realize is that every thought, there's an emotion and a feeling. And every thought that you have, there's no thought that is harmless. It has a meaning to it. either positive or negative. Every thought has meaning. So you want to understand that the research tells us about 80% of our thoughts are negative, and that our thoughts are killing us. They're killing you. So if you can change your thoughts, you change your life. You change your mind. You change your brain. You change your health with your thoughts. How do you do that, Dr. G? Well, that's what I'm here to tell you about. How do you get this done? So what you do is with your thoughts and understanding how we're going to do this in looking at our success. First of all, you have to see and define your success. In 2016, what is your success? What does success mean for you? What does it mean for you? What do you want to achieve? You have to know what it is you're looking for so that you can program your mind to go get it. So what are you wanting to achieve? What is your success? What does that look like? This is something that you can answer a little bit later, but you have to know the answer in order to program your mind. So then how do we begin to program our mind? Well, you reprogram your mind. First of all, you have to get enough sleep. I'm telling you, our nation, and there's research out there that says we lose billions of sleep. Your brain can't rejuvenate, reproduce the neurons, all the things and that are happening in your brain. They don't perform to its maximum. If it's not performing to its maximum, neither is your mind. And you just know how it is when you're sleepy and you know you get in a stage, you're irritated, you don't care about what happens. I don't know, I don't care, I just need to sleep. Okay, you have to get enough sleep. So the reprogramming starts by getting enough sleep. Number two, you have to be conscious of negative thoughts and stop them in their tracks. And I call it the snap theory, to be able to snap and say, oh, a negative thought is coming, snap that away. Get rid of it. You can do that with your brain. So being conscious of your negative thoughts is what's going to get rid of it. Then repeating affirmations daily. I have my affirmations and declarations that are on my wall, and I repeat them every day. They sit up here so that I can declare. So I tell my mind so that my body and my actions are act accordingly, to say that I am strong, I am powerful, I am rich, I am healthy, I am successful, and it goes on down. And I have created some declarations. If you want a copy of that, you can email me at the end. Make up your own declarations. What is it that you need to tell yourself every day? And another saying that I tell people they have to do is say every day and every way, I'm getting better and better. What you're doing is you're programming your mind to believe that you're better and better, and that no matter what your circumstances are, what you're going through, that you are getting better and better. So that way, all of the stuff that I went through last year and that you went through that wasn't good, guess what? It was making you better. But you tell yourself that. You trick your brains into thinking, when we talk about ourselves and beat up ourselves and how stupid was that and how dumb are you and nobody likes you. We trick our brains into thinking that. Now it's time to trick your brains into believing the positive. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. And you will act accordingly. And so it's all programming and what you put inside of your brain. Now, you have to learn how to focus. Because if you don't focus, it looks just like that picture there. It's out of focus. And you can't see it, and it's irritating. Guess what? Some people's lives are out of focus. They're not sure which direction they're going. There's a lot of distractions and all of that. This is what it looks like in your body as well when you're not focused and you don't know. So how do you get that focus? What does that look like? Well, you have to focus. And focus, one of my mentors says that focus is follow one course until successful. Now that should get rid of all the multitasking and, oh, I can do 3 or 4 jobs at one time. No, you really can't. Follow one course until successful. How do you do that? You're going to have to get rid of some of the clutter that is in your life. You're going to have to eliminate some of these distractions. Some of them are people, TV, social media, game apps. A lot of stuff are time stealers and wasters, and they take up your time, and you got to get rid of it. So all of those distractions will keep you off focus, will keep you off task. You got to get focused, get rid of clutter, get organized, and then to write your goals. You see that your goals are going to help keep you focused. I have them on my wall so I can look at them every single day. What are the goals for this month? How are you doing? What are your goals for the day? Write those goals. It will help you get focused. Now, we have so many things going on. We have so many problems that hold you back. The problems that hold you back is the lack of focus. You have insecurity, unhealthy programming that we do. We have these habits. We have all of these things that keep you financially drained, that keep you sick, that make you look at all these things. What does that look like? All of these problems that we're facing, and it all leads to frustration. You're frustrated. And it's like, what do we do? How do we do? So what I've done is help people. I told you I'm this problem solver, and I had to go back and read all of my stuff, my own information and the things that I've created. I've created some solutions to help you get to a different place. And if you want 2016 to look different and you want to be able to react and respond differently, then you have to do something different than you've done before. And it is called my Gladney Prosperity System. And it's a course, the GPS course for success and training. And it's the Gladney Prosperity. It talks all about how to build up your relationships, your finances, and your health. And so much of what everybody goes through, this is actually the course here. So much of what everybody goes through has to do, the stress level has to do with their relationships and their finances. And there's 3 different booklets here. One that focuses totally on your relationships, one that focuses on creating the healthy body, and your finances. And how do you go through all of that? And it has all kind of things as script cards, it has the budgets, it has all of these things, but all from the psychological piece. And this course has helped so many people to get themselves on track. And I'm so excited to share it with you. It's all about understanding, and I'm going to show you, I've created a special offer for you, what this looks like. And you should see, should be able to see the offer there. And the course, it goes through those 3 particular booklets, and you have this work that you're going to do, because you got to work on yourselves to get yourself to that place. And I put together an incredible pricing on this, because I've had so many people tell me, oh, you should be charging X $2,000. It's so much information here that changes your life. But I put together this special offer for all of my attendees today on this session that's attending this session. You get the GPS program. It's a $697 value by itself. You get one-on-one 30-minute coaching from me doing this, and we get 4 weeks of teleseminars. I'm going to actually walk you through this course. I'm going to walk you the accountability, so that by the end, in another month, you're going to be a completely different person. You're going to be prepared for this year. You're going to be prepared for what comes this way. And like I told you, I had to go back through this information myself when I created it, because of last year just blew me off my feet. All of this together, the value is $25.47, but for today and up until midnight today, I'm offering it for $497. Now, just think that value there and how that is going to get you to a completely different level, and have everything packed into this course to help you. So it's like taking the online course, but having me mentor you through it, because it's going to take you being prepared. And to get to that next level, you have to want to say, you know what, I'm willing to do the work, to get yourself to that space. And when you place the order today, I also have a lot of other free things and bonuses that I'm including, MP3 of the psychology of success, so you understand how all of this works in your mind, the success, the emotional wellness, the key to your success, another MP3, getting rid of toxic people. These are some of the most famous learnings and DVDs that I have, CDs that I have that people want to know, how do I get rid of these toxic people? How do I let them go? And so you'll get all that for free, as well as 3 months to my membership site for free. And those are all bonuses just for enrolling and saying, I am ready to take action. I am ready to get myself to another level. Again, I'm telling you, only $497, and for the next 4 weeks, you are going to be walked through this course, doing the work, understanding how to get your finances in order, how to get your health in order, and your relationships. Those are the three areas that really get people down. But most resolution that people set is all about their body and losing weight. And so your health, all of that stuff is bringing you down, and it affects your mind. So everything I do is about mind, body, spirit. And this is only going until tonight. And by midnight, it's only $497. I'm telling you, we'll get this shipped out to you right away. You'll have your kit within the next three days. You'll have your kit, and then you'll be ready to get started. And like I said, there are many people that have gone through this course, and it has changed their lives and made the difference. And I'm excited to be able to share that with you today. So guys, I'm telling you, in order to make this year different, you have to do something different. And it's all about you and investing in yourself. So if you're ready, just push that enroll now button, and you will be able to we'll get you enrolled in the course, get it shipped out, and get you ready for 2016. We have so many exciting things coming up. I'll be launching a radio show in March. I'm so excited about that. You're going to hear so much more about that. Please follow me on Twitter. Like me on my Facebook page. I'm even on Instagram. I know that's more of a young person's thing, but I was told I need to get on Instagram. So all of those social medias, because we have some wonderful events that are going to be coming here locally. I'm in Dallas. People are everywhere that's on today, but we're going to also have some things that we'll be traveling around a lot. We're traveling around. We're getting ready to do some stuff with the Super Bowl, with the NFL. Guys, I'm telling you, and a lot of these guys are going to be doing the training course, the GPS system. So you guys are getting a jump start on it. So understand, so for only $497, just push your enroll button. And I tell you what, we are getting ready to rock and roll, letting go of 2015 and programming your mind for success for 2016. I hope you have enjoyed this and this information. I'm so glad it all started working and you have the PowerPoint and all of that. And if you still would like a copy, because I know you missed the first few slides, let me know. You can email me at info@drgladney, info@drgladney.com. And like I said, please, follow me, sign up, and more than anything, get yourself enrolled so you can get to another level and embrace all of what 2016 has for you. Thank you so much for your time and taking it out of your wonderful day and joining me. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed giving it to you, and I'm glad we overcame all of the obstacles for today. Guys, look forward to some other webinars that are going to be coming, because I'm so full of information. I have so much stuff coming out. I'm so excited to share with you. And please, if you have any questions or if you want to work with me individually one-on-one, also email me at info@drgladney.com, and I'll tell you how we can get that started. I work with a lot of clients all over the United States. So I'm just excited. I'm excited for what's to come for me as well as you. So here's to a happy, happy new year. And I will see you later. And don't forget, the offer ends tonight at midnight. So go ahead and get yourself enrolled, and let's get you going and started for 2016. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful day.